This is Radio Nepal. I'm Kaushal Ghimire with the news, the headlines first. Prime Minister Pushpa Kamal Dahal Prachanda in United Arab Emirates to take part in COP28. Government decides to hold election on coming 25th of January for 20 seats of the National Assembly. Foreign Affairs Minister N.P. South pledges to make every possible efforts for release of Bipin Joshi from captivity of Hamas. And fresh talks underway in Qatar to extend truce between Israel and Hamas as more hostages released. Now the news in detail. Prime Minister Pushpa Kamal Dahal Prachanda is in the United Arab Emirates. He embarked on a journey to Dubai yesterday night. Prime Minister Dahal is leading the Nepali delegation to the 28th Conference of Parties, COP28, to the United Nations Framework Convention on Climate Change, which is set to take place from November 30th to December 12th. The Prime Minister's itinerary includes attending the high-level segment of the COP28 World Climate Action Summit from December 1st to 2nd, where he is slated to deliver a national statement on 2nd of December. In addition, Dahal will partake in the 52nd National Day celebration of the United Arab Emirates and the Zayed Sustainability Prize Award ceremony. A highlight of the visit is a high-level side event titled Call of the Mountain, Who Saves Us from the Climate Crisis on the 2nd of December. This event aims to amplify Nepal's voice on climate change and promote the mountain agenda in the COP negotiation process. Prime Minister Dahal will also seize the opportunity to hold bilateral meetings with various heads of states, heads of government and other dignitaries attending the conference. Furthermore, the Prime Minister will pay a visit to the Embassy of Nepal in Abu Dhabi, engage with the Nepali community, and address the Nepal-UAE Business Summit. Accompanying Dahal on his trip are his daughter, Ganga Dahal, Minister for Forest and Environment, Dr. Birendra Prasad Mahato, and other senior government officials. The Prime Minister was bid farewell at Tribhuvan International Airport by the Speaker, Deputy Speaker, and ministers. Meanwhile, President Ramchandra Paudel and Prime Minister Dahal held a meeting yesterday before the Prime Minister left for the United Arab Emirates. In the meeting, President Paudel called on Prime Minister Dahal to draw the attention of the world community to climate change and to save the mountains and protect the mountains as a priority during the conference. Presidential Press Advisor Kiran Pokhrel informed that the President also suggested the Prime Minister play an effective role so that Nepal would benefit from it. Minister for Foreign Affairs N.P. South has pledged to intensify the efforts from the government level to ensure the release of Nepali citizen Bipin Joshi, who is currently held captive by the Hamas group in Gaza. Yesterday, the Foreign Affairs Minister met with Joshi's parents in Mahendranagar of Kanchanpur and vowed to make all possible efforts for his release. According to the Foreign Affairs Minister's Secretariat, he is set to visit Qatar on the 9th of December. On the 24th of November, Minister South had specially urged Qatar's State Minister for Foreign Affairs, Sultan bin Saad Al Muraiki, during his Nepal visit to take initiatives for the release of Bipin Joshi from captivity of Hamas. In response, the Qatar State Minister assured his prompt initiations for Joshi's release. In Qatar, the Foreign Minister will also attend the 21st edition of Doha Forum, commencing on the 10th of December. The government has decided to hold the National Assembly election on the 25th of January next year for the seats to remain vacant. The term of 20 National Assembly members, including Chairperson Ganesh Prasad Temilsina, will end on the 3rd of March next year. The meeting of the Council of Ministers held yesterday at the Singh Durbar-based Office of Prime Minister and Council of Ministers decided to hold the election for the National Assembly. Government spokesperson and Minister for Communication and Information Technology, Rekha Sharma, said the government took the decision in consultation with the Election Commission. Minister Sharma further shared that the government also decided to mobilize security agencies for the construction of temporary shelters for the victims of the Jajakot earthquake. Minister for Communication and Information Technology, Rekha Sharma, has said the government is ready to address the issues being faced by Radio Nepal and artists. Speaking at an interaction entitled Music, Song and Radio Nepal, organized at Radio Nepal in Singh Durbar yesterday, Minister Sharma said the government and Radio Nepal would leave no stones unturned to fulfilling their responsibilities towards artists and respecting them. Minister Sharma applauded the role of Radio Nepal for the development of the music and communication sector. She said that Radio Nepal needed to update itself and remain people-centric amid recent changes in the communication sector. Likewise, Executive Director of Radio Nepal, Buddhi Bahadur Kesi, said Radio Nepal was transforming itself and expanding its broadcasting service as per the demands of the audiences. He added that Radio Nepal had been respecting the artists and was working to preserve songs and music by digitizing them. The Nepal Telecommunications Authority has directed Internet service providers to respond whether they have implemented the government's decision to ban TikTok. Issuing a notice yesterday, the authority sought the submissions of their replies within the next 24 hours, warning that failure to do so may result in the cancellation of their licenses. According to NTA Deputy Director and Information Officer Surya Prasad Lamichhane, a notice was sent earlier to all Internet and mobile service providers to implement the government's decision to block TikTok. However, the regulatory body had not received any updates on the matter. You're listening to Radio Nepal's 8 a.m. English News Bulletin. On to some international updates now. Israel has said 10 more Israeli hostages and 4 Thai citizens are now back in its territory after the group's release from Gaza yesterday evening. It's earlier said 2 Russian-Israeli women were also back in Israel, having also been released on Wednesday, that is yesterday. Israel's prison service says it has freed a further 30 Palestinian prisoners. Yesterday was the 6th day of a truce between Israel and Hamas in Gaza. Talks are ongoing in an effort to extend this before it expires. Intelligence chiefs of Israel, the United States and Qatar are considering a possible new deal. According to the BBC, Israel says it is hopeful that another extension could be agreed with Hamas, also indicating it is open to the move. Likewise, the Al Jazeera has quoted member of the Hamas's political bureau, Ghazi Hamad, as saying the group has been working very hard with the mediating countries in order to reach a compromise and extend the ceasefire. Now, the general weather forecast for the country for today, according to the Meteorological Forecasting Division. The weather will be partly cloudy in the hilly areas and fair to mainly fair in the rest of the country. There are also chances of light snowfall at 1 or 2 places of high hilly and mountainous regions of the country. With this, we have almost come to the end of this news bulletin, but before wrapping up, let's have a reminder of the headlines once again. Prime Minister Pushpa Kamal Dahal Prachanda in United Arab Emirates to take part in COP28. Government decides to hold election on coming 25th of January for 20 seats of the National Assembly. Foreign Affairs Minister NP South pledges to make every possible effort for release of Bipin Joshi from captivity of Hamas. And fresh talks underway in Qatar to extend truce between Israel and Hamas as more hostages released. Well, that's all the news we have for this bulletin. Our next bulletin in English will be at 2 in the afternoon. You can also listen to us online at our website www.onlineradionepal.gov.np. Keep listening to Radio Nepal and have a good day.